Welcome to freedfromwork.com. Today I want to talk to you about remote office spaces and how you can work any place in the world in places you haven't even thought about. Well, we're going to make this a pretty short video today, but I wanted to go through some of the things on a recent article that I wrote, and you can see it, beginnings of it here, and my new banner or header photo. I love the mountains if you didn't know that. The first place that everybody thinks about working remotely is their home. And you can see it right here. Got a few different photos of it. And then what about the beach? Everybody thinks about, I think at least, when I talk about people who working remotely, it's the beach. Going and working someplace nice and warm. After that, what about a sailboat or some boat? Just being on the water. A lot of people love to sail, and a lot of people, have access through satellite phones and all that out on the water. That's a possibility too. Well, here's my favorite one, working in a cabin up in the mountains. What about going around all these different cities of the world? Some people love cities. I personally don't, but it's an option. How about your local coffee shop? It's a great place to get away for a few hours in the morning, especially on a beautiful day, and go hang out and do a little work there. Have you thought about cruising the world and working when you're on the water on a big ship? I mean, I'd think about doing it. Here's one that's a little closer to my heart too, working at a mountain lake. It could be any lake, but I like the mountain lakes better. You probably haven't thought about this one much, but what about working at a library? One of my favorite things to do when I was going through college is finding that big library and sitting down, big table and working. What about getting to an outside place, a little outside cafe, when it's sunny and nice, beautiful day? It's kind of like the coffee shop. What about the park? It's a great idea. Here's another idea. Even if you're in an office or at home, or maybe it is a park, find a place that's quiet where you can get away to. One of the last things, that RV. Why do you have to wait till you're retired to do that? One of the things I really want to do is get that RV and go travel the United States and work while I'm traveling. What about traveling the world? There's wonderful places to see, and man, if you could take a month and go travel someplace and hang out and work, why should it just be 1 week? Maybe you don't have an RV, or it's a little too expensive, or you just don't like that size. What about a smaller van? It's a good idea. A lot of people do it. You could still find ways to work remotely that way. So let's flip through these pictures real quick. Like I said, I want to keep this short, but some of those pictures in my article were a little bit harder to see. So here's a situation where somebody's working at a beach. Several pictures of that. I like this one, by the way. And that sailboat, I'm not a big sailor, but this kind of looks interesting to me. Here's the cabin. Boy, I love mountains and cabins, and that's one of the places I will be working remotely from more often than about any other option. How about the cities of the world? Have you ever been to San Francisco? Would you like to go work there for a while? I think that's London back there. Paris. What about that coffee shop again? Coming back to that. Find a nice little quiet place. I think of doing this mostly in the morning. And you don't need to be there for hours on end. They may not like it if you are, but what about an hour or two in the morning just working and clearing your head and getting out someplace nice? There's your cruise ship. I've never cruised, but I sure would think about going on a longer cruise someplace and working if I could. I just need to get my wife on board with this one. It's not that she's not on board, but she kind of wants to go on a cruise with friends too. We just need to go try this together. How about that home office? It's kind of relaxing. A lot of people do it. Here's the mountain lake. That is one of my favorite pictures. Looks a little cold though. Why not work at a cabin and a mountain lake? Here's your library. The thing about those libraries are, and this is more of an example of what I went to when I was going to the University of Oklahoma. They had all those green lamps, these huge desks, and they had a huge room. And you could go in there, take up a whole table because it wasn't as crowded as that. And it was quiet. It was a great atmosphere. And I got a lot of great work done in that atmosphere, in that place. So how about working outside at that cafe? That looks really nice. Have you ever wanted to get out on a beautiful day to the park? It's not something you necessarily want to do all the time. It sure is nice to have that flexibility to go take advantage of that when everybody else is stuck in those big offices. This one really doesn't go here, but it's planning. It's really about planning your remote getaways. This is more about some quiet spaces, finding some nice quiet place to get away and work. Now we're back to the RVs. This is not an RV, but it could be a situation when you're out at a campground with an RV. That picture right there says a lot to me. You've got your RV, a smaller RV, you're way up in the mountains in hot springs, and you're enjoying life, and you can work and have a balanced life also, and travel on the world again. This is something that I do want to do. My wife would really love it. So why can't her and I both do this together? Here's that small van, being able to go anywhere in the world. Yeah, it's a little bit overstating it, but be able to go places and get to harder places, harder to get to places than you could get to with a big RV. Well, there it is. I hope you got some great ideas about all the different places you could work remotely. But just think about working remotely at home. Even if you can't travel, there's so many great places in your local community where you could get away for a few hours, half a day, and work. You got your laptop. You can always get away for a little bit. So take advantage of it. And drop me a line or leave a comment down below. And let me know if you've got some other great ideas of places to work remotely. Have a great day.